What's up guys, Ryan here. So this is how you create an AMS advertising campaign for your KDP paperback book. All right, so first thing, go to your bookshelf in your KDP account, hover over the three dots for one of your live books. It has to be live. And then you should see the promote and advertise link. So go ahead and click that. It's going to take us to an intermediate page between KDP and AMS. By the way, when I say AMS, it used to be called Amazon Marketing Services. They've rebranded it to Amazon Advertising, but AMS was short for Amazon Marketing Services. A lot of people still just call it that. I still call it that, even though technically it's Amazon Advertising. All right, Marketplace, Amazon.com gets the most traffic, so that's where you should prioritize advertising. Then click Create an Ad Campaign. All right, you'll be brought to AMS, but through KDP. So if you have a separate AMS account from like Amazon Merch or from anything else, like I have a separate AMS account that I got like years ago through this like Vendor Central trick, and people were using that trick to advertise their Amazon merch shirts through headline search ads back before they integrated or invited Amazon merchers or KDP people to AMS. Obviously, things have changed, but real quick, they give us two advertising types. So the first one, sponsored products. That's what we're going to use. Lock screen ads, this is for ebooks only, all right? Otherwise, we could try it, but I've never written an ebook, so I've never run those before. But if you try to run one, it won't let you with any of your paperback books. That we're selling these blank paperback journals, right? So we can't use the lock screen. We got to use sponsored products. So we will click that, and first things first, campaign name. Oh, by the way, sponsored product ads, guys, they're not the headline search ads is what they used to be called. I don't know why Amazon keeps rebranding, but headline search ads show up at the very top of search results. They're the ones that you see where there's 3 products. To run a headline search ad, you have to have 3 products minimum. And you typically see like a brand logo in the 4th spot. They're not letting us use those for KDP for some reason. So if you see somebody using them for KDP, it's because they have an old account like I do. But sponsored products, they can still show up at the top of search results, but it will be underneath the headline search ads in the sponsored listing areas. They can also be on like the sidebar, and Amazon's always coming up with new ways to display more ads, because more ads get displayed, more ads get clicked, they make more money. So just keep that in mind. But what we're really after is at the top of the page. All right, campaign name. I like to always start with SP, which is an acronym for sponsored products. Now, I know we're only running sponsored product ads, so why are we doing this? Well, you never know. In the future, they might open up headline search ads, which are called sponsored brand ads. So if we're running if they open those up to KDP, we can have SB ads and SP ads. And it's good to stay organized here. All right, and then do the niche that you're targeting. So I have my To New Beginnings book here that I'm going to use as an example. So I'll say SP To New Beginnings. Then I'm going to say 120 for 120 pages. And then I can say journal because the interior is a journal. And then I'm going to say 6x9 because it's 6 inch by 9 inch. And I've already got this in my account, so I'm just going to add a couple extra characters because I was doing other demos for my KDP course. All right, start date, leave it as today. End date, no end date. Daily budget, I like to start with something less than $5, so we'll just use 2 for now. All right, targeting. This is a big, important thing to remember. Do not use automatic targeting. I will show you why later. All right, so campaign bidding strategy, just use dynamic bids down only. That way it's the safest, honestly. You don't have to use fixed bids. That's like, if Amazon wants to charge you less, let them charge you less, right? So I can't justify using fixed. All right, and then expand this adjust bids by placement. And where you see top of search, so again, I mentioned like sponsored products, you can get your ad displayed in different parts of the page, but obviously the most valuable real estate is at the top of search results. The most people see that. It has the highest click-through rate. So increase your bid by like 10% for top of search result. There's no harm done there. I mean, 10%. Also, you'll see as an example, it says 75-cent bid will become 83 cents. Well, we're not going to be bidding 75 cents. Obviously with KDP, like profit margins are pretty slim. So we need to adjust our bids accordingly. Chances are if someone's running KDP advertisements at 75 cents a click, think about that. 3 clicks and they're pretty much not running at a profit at that point, unless their book is like absurdly high priced. All right, ad format. I like to just use standard ads. So go ahead and click that. All right, and then scroll down to products. So I've already added the book that I want to advertise here. It's just this book that I've been using as an example for some of these videos. All right, so we'll scroll past that. It only lets you add one product per campaign if you're creating sponsored product ads through KDP. In standard AMS, they let you do more, but with KDP, just one. Targeting. So I like to always use keyword targeting. This gives us the most control over like when our ads are seen, how our money's spent, etc. So keyword targeting. Then go down here to keyword targeting. Now remember how I said I would show you what Amazon would spend your money on if you left it on automatic targeting instead of manual? Well, here's how your money would be spent on automatic. Your money would be spent on keywords like outdoor cover, journal cover, soft cover journal, matte finish, lined page, journal lined page. Okay, so you get the point. Like, you cannot trust the automatic targeting for... I have a rule of thumb. If it's a print-on-demand product, do not do automatic targeting, because print-on-demand products have slim enough profit margins as is. You can't be trusting Amazon to algorithmically determine what keywords are associated with your listing at your expense. There's no need. Just go to manual and then click enter list. All right, so now we can provide our own keywords and we're good to go. So leave it on custom bid and then uncheck phrase and exact. So we're going to include some broad keywords here. And honestly, for broad keywords, why don't we just say 2 new beginnings? Because that's the cover of our book. All right, so we can provide more keywords than this, but broad is more likely to spend your budget because the way that kind of broad, phrase, and exact matches work are broad is... It could just be like a match on the word beginnings or beginning, right? Or new beginning. Whereas new beginnings would be a phrase, but it could be on something like that. Like someone types new beginning journal and then new beginnings matches and they show our ad. We're eligible. Depends on our bid. Depends on who else is bidding. Depends on the algorithm and how much confidence it has that this is a good match. It's not enough that it's like, oh, maybe it is. You know, it's a little bit more intelligent than that. But broad has the highest likelihood to spend our money and the least accurate targeting. So we don't need to go with like all the keywords on just broad. So we can do custom bid. And I like to stay low with KDP. So let's just do 21 cents and then hit add keywords. All right, now I'm going to up this bid to like 27 cents. I'm going to uncheck broad and I'm going to check phrase. All right, I'm going to say to new beginnings. And look, it already... pops up with a couple keyword suggestions that are much better than the keyword suggestions on the related tab because these keyword suggestions are based on what we've already typed in. So I'm going to click add all keywords. So to new beginnings gift, to new beginnings journal. We can say to new beginnings notebook, to new beginnings diary. Also, if we look at the book and the cover, I mean, it's got like a cool little bridge in the jungle. You don't know where you're going. So what if we said like outdoor lover book, outdoor lover gift, outdoor lover notebook, adventure lover book, things like that. Hiking lover book, hiking lover gift, hiking diary, hiking journal, things like that, you know? All right, and I'm going to copy this to my Windows keyboard because I'm going to add all these as phrase and I'm going to add them again as exact. Okay, so with phrase match, if someone types in like funny gift for hiking lover, right? Someone types in funny gift for hiking lover. Well, that could be a phrase match on hiking lover book, hiking lover gift. So that would make our book eligible to be bought by people looking for that. So that makes sense to do. Let's leave it. But also, let's uncheck phrase and then check exact. So now we're using the exact match type. And this is where we should put our highest bids. So let's move it up to like 32 cents. Something in that range. Like, honestly, if you're advertising other stuff on Amazon, bidding 30 cents is like nothing. It's like laughable and you won't get seen by anybody. But with KDP, we have to reel in our bids. Otherwise, we'll get 3 clicks and spend our $2 budget, and if we don't convert at an absurdly high rate, we're just wasting money, right? So we have to manage our bids according to the profit margins. All right, and I just copy pasted the exact same words here as exact match. Here's the thing, exact match means someone types in to new beginnings notebook. All right, and that's literally what I would call this, product. So that is what we really are hoping to get our ad displayed on. If a customer should, or potential customer should, open up their browser, go to Amazon and type in to new beginnings journal, boom, exact match. We have the most money bid on an exact match type of these words, and we hope that our ad gets shown at the top. That's why we even said we're willing to spend up to 10% extra to get that placement, and hopefully that leads to a sale. So I'm going to click add keywords. Also, you'll notice as you add keywords, there's a suggested bid column here. I would just say ignore that. Honestly, like the way that this works, guys, suppose that it's us and 10 other people competing to show up on these keywords. Well, if we have the lowest bid of the 10 other people, but everybody has a $2 daily budget, depending on the search volume, the 10 people ahead of us bidding more may spend their entire budget, in which case we're next man up. Even though our bids are lower, everybody else's budget's spent, so we still get to occupy the ad space with lower bids. Now, I'm not guaranteeing you that that's how it's going to work. This is why you have to monitor your advertising campaigns after you launch them. So you may be operating successfully, but you may still be able to refine them even further and pull back some of your bids and get the same exposure because of things like what I just suggested, where people bidding more than you run out of budget. And these things are variable. They change. Like if it was working a month ago, well, 1 month later, things could be completely different. So you just have to check with some regularity if you have any real money on the line. Like with KDP and with like print on demand and stuff, like I want it to be passive, right? So if you're not going to recheck, that's why we use such low bids. But you can get away with bidding maybe a little bit more. I mean, you definitely could if you're willing to check like every day or every other day. So just make it work for you. With $2 daily budget, I'm comfortable with 32-cent bids on exact match. I think that could drive sales and operate profitably. Also, keep in mind, guys, every sale that you get helps rank your products organically. Don't overlook that too. Amazon isn't randomly showing people at the top of search results, right? They're showing people at the top that have sales history, have positive feedback, and are converting customers, meaning someone clicks their product from search results and then buys at a high rate. So factor all those things in as well. Like part of advertising is it's allowing us to assist Amazon's algorithm in targeting. We're assisting their algorithm to understand that when someone searches certain keywords, that our product's relevant to those keywords and we should be shown hopefully at the top. In this case, we buy our way to the top, but with, there is always an organic rank 1 person, an organic rank 2 person, and a lot of times they get there through advertising. All right, negative keyword targeting. You can honestly skip this. It's not that important, but if there is, and this is more like I'd say geared towards interiors, right? So let's say as an example, we're selling a cookbook. If we're selling a cookbook, we may say we don't want our ad to be displayed if someone searches and their search includes the words blank journal or blank notebook, or maybe 8x5 times 11. Right? Because we're selling a 6x9, so we don't need to be showing up on 8x5x11. And if we're selling a cookbook, we don't need to be showing up for a blank journal. All right? This is just throwing them out there. Personally, if I'm setting up these ads, I'm not spending any time with negative keyword targeting. Truthfully, I'd rather go quantity over optimal quality of advertising campaigns. There's no guarantee that if you type the word cookbook here, since we're selling a blank 120-page journal, that we're saving ourselves any money, because maybe somebody who is looking to buy a cookbook who likes the cover of our book, well, they can still write the cooking recipes on the blank pages. So, it's up to you to decide whether or not to use negative keyword targeting. I'm cool with skipping it. I usually do. All right, and then you can just click launch campaign. Now, if you guys are familiar with AMS prior to KDP, then you're probably used to there being something along the lines of 4 hours to 24 hours. If it's the weekend, it could be all weekend. But you have to wait for a human to manually review your ad campaign before it goes live. That's with normal AMS. But if you're in AMS through Merch or KDP, they limit your product selection when you're creating the campaigns to just those products. And as a result, there's no approval. So it just automatically goes and starts serving your ad campaigns. So keep that in mind too. It's instantly going to be live, unlike normal AMS. So anyways, guys, I hope this video helped. If you're interested in learning more about KDP, check out my mini series on YouTube. Also, I developed a full in-depth Kindle Direct Publishing course. There will be a link in the description, released as part of Ryan's Method Passive Income School, which will cover things like how to make money on the side, passive income, I should say, through print on demand, through Amazon FBA, through Amazon Merch, through Kindle Direct Publishing. They're all complementary to each other, and what I'm really focusing on is maximizing the return on investment from your time and money to generate passive income streams. And honestly, obviously, like, you want to have multiple passive income streams, not just one. The same way that, like, if you're working a job, it's never ideal to be solely reliant on one source of income. So anyways, guys, check that out if you're interested. And if you like this video, hit that like button. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. It means the world to me. And if you have any questions, comments, feedback, hit me up below and I'll get back to you.
Passive Income School is open. Enroll now at ryansmethod.com. Thank you.